Welcome to Sage Circle. I'm Amythyst. We are doing the Beaver moon or the blood moon full moon reading for November 2021. I have been off YouTube for a hot minute. I've had some health issues, so I haven't been on here doing anything. I think it's probably been a month or so, 3.5 weeks or so, but I'm here now. So thank you for your patience. I do not use WhatsApp and I will not contact you canvassing for work. If you do want a booking or you want to contact me, the deets will be in the description box. So I've got some information written down about the full moon, as I always do, and then we'll get straight into the reading. This is collective for everybody. So the Beaver moon, it's about preparation and release. There's energies to do with protection and cleansing and empathy. So preparation for what you're trying to release. So having that communication with people or making that decision in yourself that you don't want to communicate with certain people in your life anymore. It's time to walk away and have that release, or preparing to have that conversation with somebody so you can clear up some things and move forward with that level of empathy, because there's protection going on at the same time. The colours associated with this particular moon, even though it's a blood moon, is blues and sagey greens, which is the colours I've got up in the background. Please excuse the cloth. It's an uber powerful moon, and you may be having some flu-like symptoms. You could have a crazy menstrual cycle. There will be emotional shifts and changes due to the lunar eclipse, because it's an eclipse as well, so it's an epic moon. And there will be an increase of domestic harmony after the energetic clearing from this particular moon. It's a really chaotic energy at the moment. You could have been having a lot of misunderstandings with people, or just feeling, not yourself, or out of sorts, a bit of anxiety and things like that. And Spirit's saying that this is all to do with the clearing up of your energy. There is a shift going on for you in your life that is making you sensitive to things going on around you, okay? There will be levels of security and feelings of being secure, but you do need to acknowledge the value, just turn the page, of your situation, and you need to reflect and show gratitude at this time. It's imperative. So, you could be having some discrepancies with your partner or your mum or your sibling or something, but what you do need to do is stop and pull back in yourself and reflect on that and go, you know what? I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm loved, I'm this, I'm that, or they do this for me, or I'm happy to do that for them. It's that real gratitude energy that you need to bring out, which will help shift and raise your vibration. There could be a lot of anger. You could be feeling angry as old emotions are being released and new ones are being created. It's a really good time to create new realities with your loved ones at this time. And for some, there could be a loss of financial money to do with family with that level of release. So you could be not have a very good relationship with your mother, but she helps pay your bills and things like that. Or you know what I mean? Like, it just could be you might always be forking out money for an adult child of yours or a niece or something like that. And now that you're going to be pulling the reins in and having that emotional shift to do with ancestral stuff as well, because this goes beyond where we're sitting, right? That money might shift, so you might end up with a bit more in your pocket, or you might lose out of some money, but you will be free from those karmic restraints to do with past wounds, okay? And for others, it will actually unlock some money blocks depending on what your situation is, depending on what's happening for you in your life with particular family and things, friends, work. It does say, I've written down, to be considerate and thoughtful of others with what you say, or more so how you say things at this time. And remember to enjoy some meditation or yoga, etc., and to share your loving feelings. So if you're feeling like you just want to stop what you're doing and go into the kitchen and give somebody a cuddle, your children or what have you, just do that. Just actually embrace that at this time, because there is a major shift. Everybody is ultra sensitive at the moment, and you need to allow certain changes to happen so you can have that balance from the chaotic build-up from what's going on with the moon. And it's affecting everybody. It's affecting pets. My cat's been going absolutely nuts. Salem's been running around like a mad hatter. He's been very flighty. He's been very sensitive and jumping at the slightest noise and things like that. So it's affecting animals. It's affecting children. It's affecting grown-ups. It's affecting everybody. It could be affecting how you function at work. It could be affecting how you eat or how you're sleeping at the moment. That's just how this moon is. It's huge. Excuse me, I just had a drink. So let's get stuck into this reading. This little pile of cards over here will be the last overall messages for the collective read. These cards here I'm going to start with, and then I'm going to pull out some of my infamous Grandmother Moon channeled messages. So let's start, guys. First card is perception. Okay, it says the energy of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zones to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Wow. I did say there'll be some new areas of reality for you that you can create and work on and have that harmony with those in your life, with people in your life. The next one says romantic love. Okay. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. Right. So you mightn't be in a relationship. You could be single. You mightn't be with anybody. It could just be that romantic love of self. It could just be increasing your self-love, stopping when you're tired, eating better, eating at more appropriate times, just little things like that, having a rest when you need one, getting off the computer an hour early, and just things like that, okay? But if it is in relation to a partner for you, well, that's really nice. I'll read it again. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. Wow. So there is some love coming in. There is love that you might have had a few hiccups or something, but that's okay. And the other one for here is the Sacral Chakra. So the frequency of the Sacral Chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. Yeah, and it really is a creative chakra, but I'm getting told that you need to make sure that your solar plexus is also in tune at the moment as well, because if the sacral's working to full capacity, it might throw out the solar plexus just because of what's going on with the energy to do with this moon. Okay, so they're really nice. Now let's see what these ones say. Sensitivity. I've said that a few times. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. I just said that. And she's holding a crystal, so you might need to do some work with crystals. You might need to have some crystals around you at this time that you wouldn't normally be drawn to and things like that. Spirit's saying pull them into your room, put them under your pillows, put them under your bed, put them in the kitchen, put them near food that you eat. Definitely get some selenite because that will help shift vibration for everybody. And the other card says crystals. Oh my God, I just said crystals, guys. Okay. Your connection to a crystal or gemstone is a channel for healing energy. Well, that's just answered everything I've just said. Wow, that's insane. Okay, thanks, Spirit. So I'm actually really drawn to amethyst at the moment. My husband bought me a gorgeous little piece of amethyst that he'd got from overseas, and it wasn't what he expected. He wasn't very happy with the quality of it, but I absolutely love it. So I'm really drawn to that at the moment. I'm also drawn to malachite, and I'm also drawn to selenite at the moment. They're my go-tos at this point in time. Oh, and a sodalite. I've got a piece of sodalite around my neck. Sorry about the glare. Okay, now let's get some channeled messages from Grandmother Moon. What would you like to let the collective know, Grandmother Moon, for this particular moon? The blood moon, the lunar eclipse, all shebang. What have we got here? Ceremony? Yeah, I'm not surprised that's come out. What else we got? Offering? Yeah. Wow. So I have one more just to give us a channeled start, please. And rattle. Yep. Okay. Just let me channel. Oh, Grandmother Moon's in. Oh, wow. Her energy is insane. She's in warrior mode at the moment. You guys know I can channel pretty much anything. I can channel a leaf, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Grandmother Moon. She is in warrior mode. She has something going. I see her as a woman. She's got something that's going around her head. She's holding some sort of a staff, or could be something similar to this. There is something on top. It's actually a piece of, it's like a moon rock that we haven't discovered yet, which is similar to a crystal. It's a gemstone, so to speak. And she is actually saying she is helping people cut through the layers of bullshit. Oh, she's no nonsense today. She's saying she wants people to be really realistic about what they do and don't want in their life at this time. You may get angry with people for no reason, and it's not because even just their presence can be annoying you. And she's showing me this. You could come to an environment, go to a certain space, to a cafe or to a friend's house, whatever, and there's somebody there you really just don't want to fucking see at the moment. They haven't done anything wrong, but they're agitating you. And that's because of past wound energy. She says really clear that up, really cut and slice through those things so you can clear up your own energy, so you can raise up with the vibration to usher in that new level of blessings and change to help balance from that chaotic energy. she's saying with the ceremony, she'd really like people to do rituals and stuff with this particular moon. It's not very often she asks people. I think this could be the first time ever maybe she's asked the collective to do ceremony or ritual. As you guys know, I have multiple altars through the house. I haven't done my moon altar yet, even though it's the full moon here for us in Australia today. I will be doing mine this afternoon. A little bit later today. I've got to prepare. I'm going to use my big altar today and one in the kitchen. And this is what she's saying. And then there's offerings. So you need to maybe make an offering, and you could work with one of your main guides. You could work with an archangel. You could work with a deity. You could just make an offering to spirit or the universe, or even Grandmother Moon in general. She's saying flowers, anything with a dark color, like and I did say the colors for this particular moon are blues, darker sort of blues, like navies and blues like that, and also, what did I say, sagey greens. So you might need to pull out some rosemary, some dried rosemary, if you aren't able to go get some flowers and stuff like that. But you do need to make an offering. You do need to have some sort of a ceremony. And she's asking people to write a letter or a note and burn it off. It can say one word, or it could be an actual letter that you are writing to yourself. This is really important. This is almost a catalyst to propel you forward to raising up these vibrations. Like I said, there's a lot of sensitivities at this time. You don't have to get angry with yourself. Again, the anger words come up, but you do need to get realistic and go, right, I want this new paradigm. I want this new reality. I want a different shift. I don't want to be vibing in this space anymore. I don't want to be having these miscommunications with people, or I don't want to feel like shit every day, or I don't want to whatever. Now's the time to get really raw with yourself about it and rattle. Usually when the rattle card comes out, that is a message. Obviously my cards are shamanic. That is a message that you might need a healing or some sound therapy. You might be actually making it rattle. You can literally put some dried peas or something like that in a little container from the kitchen with a lid on it, and just shake it. If you don't have a rattle, shake it over your chakras, your heart space, particularly around your root. Go right down to your feet, bring up as high as up your back as you can, and down over your arms. Definitely do one, the lymphatic nodes, lymph nodes underneath the armpits and things like that. She's showing me standing with your arm out. And if you can't get somebody to help you do it yourself. But if you can get somebody to do it for you while you stand there and then swap with that person, that'd be great. So rattle usually means some sort of shamanic healing or sound energy, sound therapy, sound healing. Listen to some music. Listen to some music without words. Listen to some raindrops or heavy rain playing through your ears. Maybe you could just do whatever you're drawn to at this time. You might actually have your own singing bowl. You might get some pots and pans out and bang it around the house. That's a really good way to shift blocked energy in the house as well. But rattles come up, so you do need to have that sound energy, that clearing and the energy healing. I'm getting told even a Reiki. I'm just having a drink, sorry. Okay, I feel like I got a few flu-like symptoms today. And the moon, we've got sweat. I was in like a sweat lodge, sweated out. And this one's cook. Oh, I love when this card comes out. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so sweat, the sweat card. Grandmother Moon, what do you want to say? Yeah, she's actually said that people have had some near misses in their personal relationship, that at this time things could have been a lot worse than what they are, and somebody could have been sweating, literally like in a cold sweat over that, or fearful that the relationship's going to end, or they're going to lose their friendships with people, or what have you. Maybe something's been said, or somebody's crossed a line or a boundary that probably shouldn't have really been crossed. Or you know of that's going on in somebody's life. It's in your immediate world, but not you directly. But you're aware that these people or somebody's been quite stressed out and anxious about it. They're sweating it out, and that's also a good release as well. I did mention the lymph nodes before, so that's interesting. That's come up. It also means to get into a meditative state like you would in a sweat lodge. Now, obviously, not everybody can just go to a sweat lodge and have a session. If you've never done anything like that, there is a fair bit of preparation for it if you're not used to something like that, because it's very, very grilling on your system. But what Spirit's saying is that you need to have something to that capacity. So maybe you can have a really hot bath, as hot as you can handle a bath. You might have a sauna, you might have a spa. Even if you can go and have a sauna, that would be fantastic at the gym or something like that. Just go and have 15 or 20 minutes in the sauna. If you're in there, for every 5 or so minutes you're in there, that's a litre of water. That's what I got taught from a shamanic healer. So if you go into a sauna and you do 15 minutes, you need to have 3 litres of water when you come out, and that's how it's worked out too. So you need to do something like that. Even a hot bath, even a conceptually hot shower with no fan on, so the room gets all steamy and things, and just get into that meditative state and stand there and release energy out of your pores, out of your DNA codes, and just have a shift, okay? And cook. I love the cook card. Cook up a storm, cook for your family, cook with love. The old saying is, you know, you cook, the way to a man's heart, for example, is through his stomach. And it's a really old wives' tale, but it actually makes sense. It comes from gypsies and all sorts of different cultures around the world. So when you cook for your family or your loved ones, the reason why the way to a man's heart is through his stomach is because what you're cooking with intention. You're putting love into it. Oh, I'm going to make this for my family. They're going to really love it. They love this meal. You're doing it from that space of love, that romantic love, that space of loving yourself, pushing it out into your people's, your family, your tribe, your clan, your herds, meals. And this is what Spirit's saying. Maybe this full moon, you could cook something yummy. Even if you are buying takeout tonight or you've already got plans to go out, maybe the next day, cook something yummy. The energy will still be left over from the moon. Cook something and fill it with love. As you're cooking it, you can speak over it and say healing. This is healing for my family. This is loving. This is like, you know, soothing. This is helping release. This is like healthy, all those types of things. I'm seeing lots of greens. Again, the sagey greens are coming up. Grandmother Moon's saying people really need to hit as much green as they can, food-wise, whether it's pears, you know, capsicums, cucumbers, kiwi fruits, spinach, whatever's green for you at this time, really bring that into your body. It could even just be a green vitamin that you have to increase it. So let's keep going. Grandmother Moon, she's in warrior mode. She's saying there's a lot of people that are in their higher selves. We're going up maybe, how high? She's saying right up to 8D, 8th dimension. People are really that far up in their selves when they're channeling with change, what they really want to bring in. There is a lot of heartache has been going on for people. She's actually saying childhood wounds to do with sexual abuse, to do with neglect, to do with abandonment, to do with lack of food. A child might, you know, you might have grown up hungry and never had enough food in the house, and whatever it is, whatever that's going on for you, right up into that 8D, you are working on yourself that high up into your system. And she is saying that that's why she's in warrior mode, because while people are working on that in an astral state and a really higher dimensional state, she is standing there protecting, almost like an Archangel Michael sword. She's using that staff that she's holding and she's slicing away residue and leftover energy. She's helping. People are crying. I can hear women heaving, absolutely bawling their eyes out. So maybe that's exactly what you need to do, or you're going through that at this time. And she's saying it's okay. We've got smudge. Okay, so definitely have a cleanse. So after you do your ceremony, and you do your offering or whatever that is for you, however that looks, you really need to smudge yourself over. If you don't have sage, you can just use rosemary. Rosemary always helps. I mean, you mightn't smudge, you mightn't be the person to light a smudge stick or any type of herb, but you might have Florida water, or you might make your own Florida water. You might make your own anointing oil or your own holy water, for example. Use whatever you've got. Use all of them combined. Who cares, right? Just get out there and have a cleanse afterwards. And out under the sky, even if you're not using smoke to cleanse yourself, still go outside under the moon, even if you can't see it. Yeah. And smudge the house, your pets, everything, right? Everything needs to have a cleanse. And we've got rain. And I did say earlier to listen to some rain music beating down, like off YouTube or what have you. Grandmother Moon is saying that rain, as we all know, is very, very cleansing. But she's saying if you're able to go out into the rain, if it is raining for a period of time, she said have a little dance. Pull on that energy of your ancestors, wherever your bloodline stems from, whatever ancestors you know exist in other realms. She's saying now is the time to actually call them in while you do a little rain dance. And not a rain dance to bring rain, a rain dance to the blessings of life, a rain dance to release, for shift, to remove emotion. Water represents emotion. You could be dealing with a water sign, you might be a water sign. But what she's saying is you really need to use that rain energy. And if it's not raining where you are, listen to that music. Don't be cooking dinner and stuff while you're listening to rain pour down in your ears, but get into that trance-like state if you're able to. You don't even have to be standing up. You could just be meditating. Just listen to a 5 or 6 minute clip and then get yourself into that space, because you need to have that clear, and that release. Again, there's a lot of emotional shifts and changes going on with emotions due to the lunar eclipse. Okay, can I just have 2 more before I move into another deck? Please. Keep seeing the same 3 cards pop up, but they're not flicking out. So, wow. We've got move. Right, movement. And we've got spirit. Okay, so move, it doesn't mean as in move house, or you might be moving house, but it means you need movement. And I did say try and dance around with the rain and get into that trance-like state if you can. If you're not that type of person to dance around, still have a bit of music on in your ears. Go for a walk the dog, walk around the block, go for a walk up to the shop to get milk if you need it tonight, for example, opposed to going in the car like you normally would. You need to have physical movement to help shift residue energy that's in your auric field. I am getting told, yes, she's saying to me that people need to do a rainbow energy attunement or clearing or activation, a rainbow light energy. I've got a couple on my phone, so I will put some up on my private group Sage Circle. If you're not on there, go and join up. Become a member. And the other card is Spirit, and that's just a clear confirmation that everything you're going through at the moment, it's part of your path, it's part of your plan, it's part of your journey. It can be very grilling for people at the moment. You could be seeing people around you having arguments for no reason or having miscommunication. You might feel like I said earlier, certain people in your life are annoying you and they haven't actually even done anything wrong. There's just a major shift. Everybody is really, really sensitive, and we all need to be really mindful and respectful of that sensitivity at this time. I am getting told Grandmother Moon is showing me offices and workspaces. You mightn't work in an office, but you may be dealing with people in your workspace that is actually having a really difficult time with this moon. Again, it's that level of sensitivity. And Grandmother Moon is saying if you're in an environment with people at work that you can't escape and you don't really want to be around at this time, to call on the energy of Spirit, call on Archangel Michael or your guides or who you work with to give you that level of protection. Because one of the first things I said at the start of this channeled reading, what I'd written down is it's about preparation, release, and protection, clearing, and empathy. Okay, let's go to another deck. I love this deck. It is called the Paradise Found Oracle. What do we got here? Presence. Wow. Yeah. And joy. Wow. And that's a hummingbird. So straight away, me with my shamanic background, you would likely need to look up the spiritual meaning of totem or spirit animal hummingbird. The difference between a spirit animal and a totem animal, and I said it on my group the other day, a totem animal is an animal that you have with you for life. Most people have 2, some people have 3 for their whole life, and a spirit animal is still a totem animal or medicine messages, but they only come for a brief period of your life until you've learned that lesson or you've gotten through an upheaval or what have you. So everybody, even I, will be looking up and working with hummingbird for this next couple of days. I'll put it on Sage Circle group. So presence. Can I have one more of those? Oh, wow. Saint. Beautiful. So really pull deep, really tap into that spiritual place that you work within yourself at this time, okay? You might know of a particular saint that's come to mind straight away. The ceremony card and offering card did come up from my Grandmother Moon channeled messages. Maybe there's a saint that you'd like to pay a bit of homage to do with this full moon on an altar or something like that. And it could literally just be, if you don't have a statue or a picture of them, you could literally just write the saint's name and light one tea light candle, and that could be your ceremony, and give them an offering of, I don't know, a carrot or whatever. Just work that way. Presence. This is exactly right. I love the swirl. The spiral means so much to me in multiple different ways, okay? What Spirit's saying is, Grandmother Moon is saying, is that you are at the center. You need to push your core out and be present. There's a gate there. You need to step through that gate. But until you can work on the energy that's going on within your spiral, you can't step out of what you're doing. So please be mindful again of how you take when people say things to you and how you give out, because you don't want misunderstandings. There's been enough chaos with that at the moment as there is. And we've got the Holy Grail. Wow. This is the light codes, light language on these cards. Aren't they just fantastic? So what are you saying, Grandmother Moon? Yeah, it's she's saying it's kind of like the old adage, the tarot card, the 4 of Cups, and that mean that says take the cup, dude, type of thing. This is what this card means, the Holy Grail. Your Spirit is offering you this fantastic opportunity to have growth and step out of the heartache and pain that you've been with in past relationships, that leftover energy, childhood wounds, even just self-sabotaging behaviors and things like that. You're being offered this fantastic elixir, which is referred to as life. And she's saying, take the Holy Grail, replenish yourself however you need to with whatever that essence is to you, whatever your essence is that you're working on, and ushering in that new reality of what you do want in your life and what you most definitely don't want. The Holy Grail, you've been handed the Holy Grail. That is so beautiful. Can I just have one more of this particular card? This deck. We've got, oh, I don't know what that one is. Sacred Quest. Wow. Yeah. Look, it's almost a bit Holy Grail stuff going on. The other one I had in my hand was Shadow. Okay, I pulled that out first. So what Spirit's saying is, yeah, there could be a bit of dark night of the soul energy going on. There could be a bit of shadow stuff going on. Again, there's all codes and stuff. You could be a light code activator. I do light codes, but I also can do moon codes and shadow codes as well. Beautiful. So, Sacred Quest, work on yourself. If you're not happy with how you're responding or reacting to things going on around you in your life, make that shift. Be real conscious, be real aware of what you're doing at this time, because the rewards coming from this, there are really good relationship situations coming up for you, romantically or other. There's a really good opportunity to propel yourself forward and set yourself up for the next few years, to be honest, emotionally and energetically. This is my own deck, the Whimsical Bitch Oracle that I published. Shut the fuck up, shake my head, pretty much what this card stands for. So anybody that's not in alignment with what you're doing, or somebody's trying to put you down, or you're putting yourself down, or you're getting anxiety, or you're kind of at that space in yourself like, oh, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, I'm a bit scared to take the leap. Spirit's saying, shut the fuck up, shake my head. And that's not Spirit, that's me, that's my card. Internal PPE. As you all guys know, PPE is personal protective equipment. Again, that covers, steel cut boots, eyewear, high-vis jackets. It's your internal PPE. Put on your chainmail. Prepare for battle, but not battle in a negative way. Prepare. You're willing. You're in a warrior mode, okay? Shut the fuck up. Shake my head. Don't worry about those little niggles that you know instinctively aren't really a niggle. It's just you being human, okay? Don't put yourself through unnecessary stress. We've got, they call me Shredder. Yeah, I love this card. They call me Shredder. Basically, you're shredding away at what you no longer need in your life. You're pulling back the layers. You're ready to step through the veil. You've got stuff going on around you that other people mightn't even know mentally and emotionally for you, or spiritually at this time. You know, this Spiritual Quest card come out, okay? It's a sacred quest for you. It's a private journey, but it doesn't mean that your loved ones and people aren't aware or aren't incorporated into that. But what you're going through, the person next to you is going through the same thing, but completely different to you, because they're a different soul vibration, all right? We've got a couple more on my hand here. We've got, Nirvana, my mirror. Okay. Apex Bling. And Witching Hour Candle Power. Yeah. Cool. So you definitely need to have some candles going with this particular moon. Again, the ceremony and the offering card come up. Nirvana, my mirror. What I'm putting out to you, I want you to mirror back to me. What is your bliss? Okay, and like I said, be mindful of how you approach people or the way you say things to people, because you don't want to upset others unnecessarily, and more so, you don't want to upset yourself. You don't want to sit back and feel bad because you've come across in a way that you probably could have handled a little different. And Spirit's saying, Nirvana, my mirror. So what I put out, what is your bliss? What is your true ultimate Eden? What is your garden? What is your bliss? What is that? Nirvana, my mirror. I love you, you love me. How does that look? Pull it apart with somebody and have a really good look at things. Have a really good level of communication with what's going on around with you. What gives you joy? The joy card come up. And what gives you pain? That's still a level of nirvana, even though people go, what, nirvana? That doesn't even mean that. It kind of does sometimes, because if you're vibing at an energy where people have been through traumatic experiences in their life, and they're used to vibrating at an energy where there is levels of heartache, pain, trauma, toxicity, that is still a level of nirvana for some people. But there's a raise and a vibration. We're going upwards now. There's an ascension going on. They call me Shredder, right? An Apex Bling. You are the apex in your life. The person standing next to you is the apex in their life. The person standing next to them is the apex in their life. We're all apex predators when it comes to moving forward in our life. What we want, we go for. And this is a message. Put on your Apex Bling, and it's an internal bling. It's an internal set of encrusted diamonds, or it's an internal crown, or what have you. Apex Bling. You are the sovereign energy of your own life. You might be equal to everybody in your life. You might feel you're equal to your siblings, you're equal to your partner, and all those things, which is beautiful and healthy. But at the same time, they are the go-getter for their immediate goals that they drive, their thought processes, their emotions, their internal, and so are you. And this is a really good time to pull out that extra strength at the moment and get into warrior mode and hunt down what it is that you most definitely do want in your life, okay? I'm just going to pull out a couple more of my cards, like 3 or 4 more, please, Spirit, from the Whimsical Bit Oracle. And then I'm going to pull out, whoops, one's flipped out. Jealousy is a disease. Yeah. As you know, I did say about the witching hour candle power. It's obviously time to do some release, to maybe do a release spell with candle. Jealousy is a disease. So walk away from those assholes. Scholar, holler. Scholar is another word for learning, a student, what have you. This is a message from Spirit that you're either very, very good at what you do, you're very equipped with the knowledge that you have, and Spirit saying use all of that to propel your own life forward, to release yourself from emotional restraints and shackles at this time, and to help those in need that you love and care for from your own knowledge, but don't forget to help yourself at the same time. It could also mean that you're on that learning path. Everything you're learning at this time is part of the bigger picture, and not to give up, okay? There's multiple different meanings with my cards. I could pull out the same card 4 times in 4 different readings, and it all have a different meaning. What else we got? One of a grind. Love it. One of a grind opposed to one of a kind, right? It's your hustle, it's your grind. Like I said earlier, apex predator, what you seek and what you want in your life, you go for. You want to study, you want a new car, you want to have that relationship, you want this, you want that. You hunt that shit down until you get it in the right way, okay? And this is just a reminder, you are one of a grind, you're one of a kind. The way you hustle might be the same as the next person, but it's not. It's similar, there's a similarity, there can be a level of empathy there, but you're one of a grind. So you're doing the right thing. Your healing is very private and personal, but at the same time, you need to let others in to help you. You need to let your guard down. Well, this is not how I expected at all. I did say sovereign energy earlier, and it's come up. So you are in your sovereign energy. Everybody on the planet, every single human and animal on this planet is in their own sovereign energy, okay? And we've got Breadwinner Clan. Yeah. Excuse me. Breadwinner, I think I've said before, breadwinner means the person that brings the money into the house or provides for the family. And what Spirit's saying is that this is where we're at in our own individual lives at the moment. We're happy to have that change. If it means walking away from toxic relationships and family members and things, you're still the breadwinner for your clan. If you end up standing solo, you're estranged from people in your life, you are still a member of your own family. You are you to yourself, and you are the winner. You're the breadwinner of your clan. And it doesn't necessarily have to be financial. In this particular reading, it's got nothing to do with finances at all. It's all about emotional stability. It's about, setting the tone for your family, making changes, working on yourself, pushing for what you really do and don't want, and meeting people in the middle. And I'm trying to get them to meet you halfway as well. And that is the Nirvana, my mirror card. Okay, so I've got these cards back here. Let's see what these are. These are the final channeled messages for this particular reading for the Beaver Moon. I'm just going to move these because that little card thing is so full. So we're going to go from the front. Okay, we've got sequence. Cool. Claim. Right. Sage. An ancestor. Wow, you guys know I love a good ancestor story, okay? All right, so sequence, claim, sage, and ancestor. Grandmother Moon, yes, thank you very much. She just said to me, you've already said it a few moments ago. As I said to you, whatever you're going through, when the Scholar Holler card come up, for example, whatever you're going through in your life is preparing you for the bigger picture. It's preparing you for what's to come. And that doesn't mean what's to come in 18 months or 3 years from now. It could be 2 days from now. But there's a sequence of events going on here that is inevitable. And if you just happen to step out of your own way and let that flow of change and let that emotional shift happen for you, you will have that increase of domestic harmony after that big energetic clearing from this particular moon. It's a sequence of events. It's inevitable and it's going to happen. You are protected, but you do need to cleanse, okay? Wow. The claim. Stake your claim. It's like literally sticking a piece of stick in the ground with a piece of material on it, like a little flag, going, I stake my claim. This is what this particular card means. Stake your claim. Again, with the apex bling, it's almost similar. If you want to go for gold, fucking go for gold. If you want to go for a relationship in your life, you want to work on something, do it. If you want to go for a new job, do it. If you want to walk away from your mother, do it. If you want to, have that conversation with your sibling that you've been putting off for 3 years now because you didn't want to rock the boat, you're at that point, fuck everybody else. Stake your claim. Now's the time. Sage. The Sage card come out. People call me Sage. Either people call me Amythyst, which is obviously my actual name, or people call me Sage. I get called both. And there's a dual meaning for this card. One, it's another word, a meaning for a confirmation to smudge. Sometimes the sage and the smudge card come out together, and that's just a confirmation. But sage, it gets some sage advice in your life. Go get some sound advice. Go have a reading. Go get your charts checked over. Go and get that conversation with somebody that is a bit of a mentor for you, or somebody you can talk to. Anybody anybody on the planet. One particular person you can spill your life out to, and they always come back with some sage and sound advice. This is what the sage card is for this particular reading today. Get some sage advice. Get some information flowing through your veins that you know is going to come from a reliable source, okay? Because Spirit has your back. Again, everybody is protected with this particular moon, okay? Pull on the blues and the sagey greens, and then ancestor card come up. And I'm not surprised the ancestor card come up, because there's still some energy left over from Halloween, but the ancestral realms and stuff, that energy is slowly shutting down in the next 2 or 3 days, probably 2 days. That ancestral portal will shut down now for the next 12 months. I mean, we can always tap into it, but the way that people work with that particular energy, it's shifting. So the ancestors card has come out, so you might need to work with your ancestors. You might need to get some sage advice from a particular ancestor in spirit, okay? And always call in the ancestors that only have your truest and highest most form of energy and love and light for you and your growth, because not all ancestors are good, happy, joyous people and want the best, okay? But ancestor is there, and straight away that could mean to you, that could be your grandmother, a sibling, an uncle, an auntie, anybody, whatever comes to mind for you straight away. Maybe you need to work with that ancestor at this time with this particular moon. We've got moon totem hair. It's an auspicious time for new beginnings. Yes, it's totally an auspicious time for new beginnings. Full moon card did come out today. I'm not surprised. Take time to relax, recharge, and replenish your inner strength. Yeah, cool. And I did say right at the beginning when I read off my notes about doing some yoga. Remember to enjoy some meditation or yoga, etc. And this is what this card's about, okay? Just do that meditative thing, replenish yourself, have a soak in the bath, etc. It is an auspicious time for new beginnings. And I did say that also. I've written that down amongst the mix here as well, that anger and old emotions are being released now, and new realities are coming in to work with your loved ones. And this is a suspicious time. So Spirit's saying, if you're not sure, the energy you're putting in is going to be matched back to you. There is that Nirvana mirror card. Whoever you're inquiring about or thinking of, when you hear that, they really are going to step up to the plate, okay? And we've got Owl, moon totem. A crisis will allow you to look into yourself and make an important revelation. Wow, that's deep. And dark moon, and the shadow card did come out earlier. Spend time in contemplation and meditation in order to seek greater understanding of yourself and those around you. Well, that just ties in with pretty much all the other things we've said about getting into a meditative state and being mindful and conscious and aware of those around you at this time, etc., etc. And the final card for this particular full moon channeled read is forgiveness. Wow. Whoa. Look at that. Look at the light language, the light code work going on around this. Forgiveness, and number 22, so that could mean something to you. Can I just have 2 more of the whimsical bitch oracle, please, Spirit? Sorry guys. And 1 or 2 more of the grandmother moon channel messages. Thanks. Oops, they're all flicking out everywhere. Oh, it says color me this. Yeah, and 1's on the floor. Oh, and the pendulum always swings back, and the 1 on the floor is loss is a gain. So again, I said earlier, if you're walking away from toxic family members, even though they help pay the bills, or there's always a bit of financial something going on there, Spirit's saying that it'll come back in other ways. But don't hang in those relationships with a family member or somebody because there is a financial element there. Walk away from it, because sometimes the loss from that is actually a gain. Color me this. Brighten up my life. You need to splash some color on what you've got going on. Remove the gloom, and remember to come from that space of gratitude and reflection. It's really imperative at this time to really be grateful and reflect on how good your life is and how fantastic the people in your life are, and how beautiful and loving and caring energy that you have from your loved ones at this time. The pendulum always swings back. So if you feel like you've lost out, you've got some negativity going on around you, or you're really trying to shift and alter and adapt, and you're working on yourself and people are on board, and even if they're not, fuck everybody else, the pendulum always swings back. You will get your needs met, and that's what Spirit's saying. Can I just have 3 more, please, from Grandmother Moon channeled messages. Grandmother Moon, what would you like to say to tie off this particular reading, please? Yep. Oh, the love card come out. Love is a law, right? Love is a law. There is nothing without love. Love is the law. Can I have 2 more, please? Oops. 2 more. Actually, flick 3. Father Sky. You need to spend some time outdoors. Wheel. Oh, that's auspicious. And Cloud. Okay. Let me channel this real quick. So love, the love cards come out. Love is the law. Come only from the space of love. Everything you say and do and don't say and don't do always come from that space of love. It's important because without love, there's nothing. It's without love, there's no love. There's no light. There's no life. There's no nothing, right? Father Sky. You might be dealing with a father figure or have some male energy in your life that you're trying to heal wounds from, or you could be a male and you are getting a synchronistic message that Grandmother Moon and Father Sky are supporting you at this time on your journey to work with Father Sky. Maybe do a Father Sky meditation for anybody that's watching this, just a short one if you need to. And Wheel, well, that speaks for itself. Like the Wheel of Fortune, there's things on your side that are working in your favor, but there's Cloud, and you mightn't see what the end results of that are, or the long term or even the short term results are, but take the leap. Push through, even though it might be a bit cloudy or a bit hazy and you can't see exactly what's going on. Spirit's saying you are safe and protected. Auspicious. The pendulum always swings back, okay? Whatever it is that you've been working on or are about to work on, or have agreed in yourself and you're going to, and somebody else or what have you that you're going to work on, Spirit's saying it's going to go in your favor. And we've got Medicine Wheel. Last card, guys, honest. The Medicine Wheel. Wow. See? And that's an adaptation of the other card before about presence. That person, look out the spiral. So the star and the circle going around the spiral from the other card is no longer there now. What's actually happened is we've had a bit of an ascension. Even just through this reading, there's been that level of growth because whoever you are, you have made that presence. You've stepped through the gate. You've come out there, and look, both have that moon in the sky. There's a sun here. There's a moon in this card as well. So we've come out of that spiral element, out of the confines of what we've got going through. We've been willing to step through and make that step, even though we don't know what to expect. And we've got Medicine Wheel, okay? And this is what's happened. Our spiral, our inner self has been able to uncoil, and we're actually stepping out into our true element now, okay? There is Dark Moon on there, and that's interesting because I think the Dark Moon card come out as well. So there, yes, it did. All right. Again, the Dark Moon says spend time in contemplation and meditation in order to seek greater understanding of yourself and those around you. So there we go. That's beautiful. Medicine Wheel. Don't forget to use the rattle card as a form of healing for yourself with sound at this time. Peace out, guys. Much love. I'll be back. I'm Amythyst.